Hello, guys. We're watching this. A full 2 years late, but we're watching this.
Reacting to Vita Carnis.
Vita Carnis. Living meat. Avery's living meat. Did you know that? I'm living meat. You're living meat.
We all are.
Yeah. Morning. That's it. Avery?
Yeah.
Do you have that money? Do you have the money to pay for that? Did I just actually
Pay
mute
for
it?
what?
Oh, I did. The thing, this is classified information.
Small, have found ways
Oh,
to
rat.
adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments.
Yeah?
No, it's not. I'm sure it's fine.
From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found.
Bird.
Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed.
Lit.
New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
I like how some of them are just
That is
leaning
why
outside.
we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying
Wow.
these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
Oh, they got some hot zones.
First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931,
1930.
on what these newcomers are and where they came
They're explosive. Like, they're not actually explosive. That's a word of speech. They're not explosive.
Who come from hell
They're not actually
Say,
explosive.
that would make
That
it
was
very
from
dangerous.
what our scientists have discovered.
Yeah.
No.
Avery, we're not to that part,
The
okay? Act
origins
like
of
you
these
don't
creatures
know.
are solely to Earth,
That looks so little golf
miraculously
ball.
out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain: Earth is now their home.
Oh, well,
What
that's
these creatures
boys.
are is
Oh,
mysterious
yeah.
and still not well known today.
Why did they play that? Why did they play
No.
music in the background? Like,
These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones.
play weird
They
music.
greatly resemble
If
animals
they're
with no
weird,
skin
like
or
30s
stored
music
meat.
in the background.
Okay, so
like,
Avery, what they know
kind of strange.
is these living meat animals are literally just animals. They have everything a regular animal has. Kind of. Organs, bones, and muscle. No skin,
Not exactly.
though. That's it. They almost have what an animal has. Other than skin.
Of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis.
Vita Carnis, okay.
The Carnis species consume decaying,
organic material made with flesh of other animals.
Not including their Carnis relatives.
Non-Carnis, okay.
The Carnis only
Carnis
appear in
developed from
places where there is an
crawl-populated
abundance of crawl,
areas.
which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species.
Okay. The crawl.
The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure is the division of other, smaller branches.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
Each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar
Avery, what did you
organs
do if you
used
saw
to
that in your
transport
bathroom one day?
nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends
I'm
of these
moving
tendrils
out.
are equipped with organelles used to
I mean,
absorb
you can
water
eat it.
and
I mean, you could
organic
literally
matter
cook it. I know
necessary for
that.
growth.
That's the one thing I know before
The
we
source of
started
these
this is that you could
organic
cook the crawl
materials
and
is
eat
mainly
it.
found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils,
Why would you eat it?
absorbs the material and
I don't know.
processes it into
All you have to do is
usable
cook it
energy.
with
Although,
the
the
hot
crawl
temperature
also
and all that
obtains
weird
energy through another means.
bacteria goes away.
Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis, the
I
dark
guess.
pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth. Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found
Other than right here, apparently, because this is the one blacked out area. Is that just me?
It thrives in almost all types of environments.
Yeah, there's this one area right here
across the world
that just disappeared.
Pretty much.
Is that just me, or is that kind of weird, Avery?
They're immune.
Is that kind of weird? No, the fact that this area right here just disappeared. There's a part of the map right here that just disappeared.
Anywhere.
Well, I guess let's keep going.
Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, But due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead.
Went off camera to say,
on the decayed
and then say, "Ow." Like, what did they call you out just to step on your toe?
Carnivores feeding on both the
Yeah, I did.
prey.
Anyways, stop. Act like I wasn't gone.
The
He was just
presence
kidding.
of all these animals leaves behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
The crawl.
This form of symbiosis leads
to be broken down and consumed by the crawl.
Why does that wolf look so malnourished?
Humanity also uses the
What is
crawl
that?
to our advantage.
Yeah, see?
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has
What was
been
that?
sustainably cultivated.
Okay, they're growing it.
Oh, they are growing it, but that's not what that's
consumed
not
by
what
the
I'm
crawl
going back to.
and the cycle.
Only you're rewinding it.
Okay.
Because of this.
What is that?
Move past it. My God.
What is that?
I don't care.
What is that?
I don't care.
Supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients. It has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality.
Crop yield and quality.
The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its untimely appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Crop yield so litty.
Oh, so it's not
the
cuisine
also
standards, but it's still edible.
Role in the next creatures that we have been studying.
Okay.
Sometimes, in a
of course, it's not cuisine standards. It's a freaking parasite.
May develop on one
it's not really a parasite. It's a really weird plant.
Pretty much.
Organism and go to live
what is
on
that?
as an independent animal.
It's a little bean.
Really weird.
This leads
That's
us to the
a really
upcoming
weird looking
species
bean.
that we will be discussing. The first of
Avery, I have a
these
question. What would you see? What would you do if you saw this in your can of beans? You saw that little guy in your beans. What would you do?
creatures are the trimmings.
Just
The
trimmings. What
Why
was
you
that?
asking this question like you don't?
The
Well,
trimmings.
okay, I don't care what that was.
Let me ask, what would you do?
That resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly
fire.
known to have a
You saw that in
body,
your beans.
round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes.
Any logical
and
answer, you throw the goddamn beans
They
away.
are also equipped with a diversity
Oh, that's
of
Bro's
not
asking
logical. You'd
the
burn
dumbest
it
questions
and
of all
then
time.
throw it away.
Trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
Bro's asking the dumbest questions possible.
Why
I
they
don't care.
gained an extra eye hole?
Is that they are made mostly of meat tissue
Get rid of it.
and are a
That's
maximum
what anyone
of
would
20
do.
centimeters in length,
7.8
no larger than a
inches?
basketball.
Avery, we can play
Probably take it
basketball
to
with
the
it.
garbage
Separation
dump.
from the crawl.
You can play it. You can play basketball with
to
it.
find anything that is edible and able to consume.
Yep.
Although it is an omnivore, being able to
Yep.
hunt, eat, and forage
Basketball
for
with
plant
it.
matter,
Mice.
trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their
Oh.
diet
I don't
consists
think you
of
play
rotting
basketball
plants
with
and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and
Too much
diseased
salt.
animals.
Insects.
Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly
Ooh.
creature, only fleeing,
Hello.
screeching, and hiding
Okay,
when
that
threatened.
works.
Because of its lack of
Okay.
defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain.
Oh.
Making it easily
Even the
overrun and
rabbit
picked
is
off
better than
regularly
that.
by
That's
predators.
just sad.
Naturally,
Rabbit's
its
higher than
population
Real,
would
Jay.
eventually
real.
die out, which is not the case. The
True.
coral constantly
Factual.
produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally,
Factual.
trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2
pretty
to
big.
4 years.
Things are pretty big and pretty nasty.
Although they are plentiful,
Yes.
humanity has no
Me.
proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their
What would you do? Keep them as pets?
Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive
Why is there
noise
blood
at
in
night.
that trash can?
Besides all of this,
Because,
some
you
people
know,
Oh.
keep
who doesn't have a
trimmings
little
as
bit of
pets
blood in
Look
their
at
trash
and
can?
relatively
Look at the little
domesticate
guy.
them.
You know?
Nuisance or not, trimmings
Okay,
are
that's
a
not
wondrous
that
creature.
I think
great.
everyone, I think we all have a
Numbers,
bit of blood
to
in
their
our trash
skittish
can.
nature, they are truly a thing to behold.
Okay, it's
The
a weird
next
thing.
species on our list is
Avery, so basically
the meat
they're just
snake.
beat dogs. Quite literally.
the meat
What was
snake.
that? Meat snake.
The meat snake
Vita
is a worm-like
Carnis.
creature
Oh,
made of a
that's
variety
big.
of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane.
Mm-hmm.
Its size varies
Did they
during
say
its
meat
lifespan,
steak?
depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl,
Okay.
Yeah, I
there's
think
only a few
all
centimeters of
steaks are
length.
made of meat.
Okay, that's how big. It's almost as big
Eventually,
as. It's like
it will
bigger
reach
than a
an
quarter.
average length of 5 meters. Although, under
16
extreme
feet?
conditions, like natural disasters, war,
Natural
or plague,
disaster,
it
war,
can
and
greatly
plague.
surpass this length.
Avery,
The meat
if
snake
you
That thing is-
find this thing, you're screwed.
thing
You are
is
dead.
kinda weird.
A meat
You better
snake
hope
is
this thing
incapable
isn't
of
looking out
consuming
for
a healthy,
some.
living organism.
Oh, okay, you're good.
The meat
Never
snake
mind, it doesn't like
locates
eating
its
people.
food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its
Sensors.
environment.
Ew.
The sensors
Okay.
catch particles of decaying
Looks
meat,
like a snake.
notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby.
Okay.
This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it
Looks like
locates
a
the
snake.
corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole.
Oh.
Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin, and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking
no,
down
he's
as long as
Muscles,
possible.
mucilage,
What a way.
The
Way to
remaining
go.
flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be
Okay, it's just
implemented
going
into its own
to-
structure.
What a way to go,
extending the meat
honestly.
snake.
Okay.
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted. Speaking of skulls, the meat
Wait,
snake will take the
fingernails.
skull
I
from
thought
the
it doesn't
consumed organism
Speaking
and
of
use it
skulls,
as
he
its
says.
own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During
Oh.
its lifespan, it will
Wait, so
swap
one of
or
them can have a
replace these
human
skulls
skull?
if needed.
Wait a minute.
A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes.
I think so.
The longest one has
I mean,
lived
we
for
did
was
just see
28
one.
years.
Does it grow
28
antlers if it eats
years?
deer?
The meat snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating.
Oh.
Interestingly, the meat
What
snake
is that?
the only
Okay.
member of the Carnis family that is able to reproduce. When a
You
meat
gotta
snake
destroy
reaches
his
an
entire
excessive
membrane.
size and
His
is in the
entire
conditions
membrane.
to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two.
Oh.
Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat
Yeah,
snakes
this is
can
really
only
weird.
be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot.
Okay, so half
not
of
too
the
cold.
US.
You think
Like,
so, but
Their
a little bit of
population
US.
depends entirely on the amount of corpses
What is that?
available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes.
Okay.
Humanity will use them to our
I guess.
advantage. Meat snakes are a very
That's cool.
efficient and
Great.
clean way of disposing of any meat products. The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body
I see.
disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies.
I mean, that's actually kind of a
I
good
wonder
way
how
to
many
use
wars
it,
they've had.
honestly.
I mean, yeah, zoo.
They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them.
Use it to
Only
Oh,
decompose,
okay, so
you
they're
know.
really
within
they're really
consuming a
cool.
meal.
Okay, I
This
guess they're
means
just
they
chill.
are
They do
very
not
easy
care
to
about
tame.
you.
Overall,
They're probably chill
That
when
looks
they're
kinda
are a
right
rude.
in the
marvelous
stage.
creature with a very interesting way
I mean,
of sustaining
They're-
It doesn't really
They're
look like
full
it's gonna
size, they're
stop
probably
you.
not very chill, you
experience
know.
to encounter one. As long as you
I mean,
don't
look
like
at him.
the
He's
smell.
literally feeding the man
Shoot
right
in the
now.
face with
Or
a
at least
shotgun.
maybe.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Well, it said burning. You're gonna. What is that? No, not that
The
guy.
mimic.
No!
The mimic is a bipedal
mimic.
creature with uncanny
Avery,
similarities
this
to
one's like
humanoid
this is the
anatomy.
first aggressive
They
one. I'm
greatly
pretty sure.
resemble humans without skin, with added
Okay.
exaggerated features.
Bro's acting like he
These
had
features
personal experience
include
with it.
extended finger length, longer
Extended
limbs,
fingers, longer
bulging,
limbs,
empty eyes,
bulging
and their
eyes.
most prominent
How are
feature,
they
Like, we know
if
he-
they're bulging?
He-
Wait,
smile.
he says longer
It
limbs.
resembles a happy face. This
Well,
is
they have
yeah, can you
longer-
not see that?
and
You
is
know.
only how their facial structure is shaped.
No.
Where's
The
their
mouth of the
penis?
mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth
Much
is
more
comprised
teeth.
almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back.
What the?
Why do you have
This
canines in the
composition is
back?
ideal for
Hold
biting
on.
down onto
What
meat
is these
and
things?
swallowing Chuck's whole.
Not crazy, bro.
A mature mimic's
Oh.
diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Okay. Pretty sure it eats humans too. Why do I hear a clock?
Because of this, they are found solely around human-populated areas.
Okay, so
The
Florida,
mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages.
Panama or something like that, I don't know.
In the first stage, a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek, and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully transformed, it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning.
Wait, what's the third one?
Its hunting style changes and becomes much more complicated.
Wow, it's outside your window.
Feeds only on humans. It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target.
So basically, Avery, this is why you should just get a gun.
Itself. These include clothing, mannequins,
clothing,
and furniture.
Things aren't real.
Furniture. Okay, so Avery, check your couch. Avery, check your couch. You gotta check your couch. It might be hiding.
I'm upstairs. We don't have a couch up here.
The mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine
check your chairs.
Vulnerable.
Check your bed.
Is typically when the human is asleep at night.
You can't hide in my chair.
Yeah, you can. It says it hides in Flanders, so it can hide it wherever it wants.
The mimic will then execute it immediately.
Oh my god.
My chair.
It killed him.
And my chair is really it's sewn to the frame. You can't like get into it. I don't have cushions. It's like gaming chairs.
Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
We get live? We get live? Of someone being executed?
Footage.
You just locked yourself in the room with it, bud. It's behind you. It's in there. It's waiting. It requires hunger. It requires your
flashlight off, bro. Flashlight off.
It requires your flesh.
Bro, he can see. Bro,
honestly, I don't know you doing this.
Through the crack.
I mean, it didn't say they were smart. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. I mean, if they're figuring out how to open doors.
Be able to see the flashlight.
I mean, to be honest, that looks like they're hiding in like a cabinet. That thing's gonna fly open. He's gonna get murdered. Willing to bet.
You're gonna get squished by the door. You're gonna get murdered by the door.
Well, I think these creatures find satisfaction in killing people because I don't even see them eat them. They didn't really say they do. They just flee the scene. Oh.
I'm very sure that they...
I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. You should have turned the flashlight off. Grab his fingers. Eat him. Eat him in front of him. Eat him in front of him. Jump scare? Oh. Wow. His eyes... Oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So...
The next
we got live
of the
footage.
Life
What's the next stage?
Has 2 potential morphs it may develop into.
Live footage.
If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being.
But
it now can blend entirely into civilization and lure other humans more effectively.
Oh, okay. So it's not gonna try to live a nice life, or like
when
what?
A mimic receives an overabundance of food.
Get the whole town and load that thing down.
More evolved hunter. Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic consumes.
So basically, it can survive small firearms
which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet.
So Avery,
because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter.
Small firearms, so get a bigger firearm.
Like I'm saying, like pistols and other things.
Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics. or there have been
How do you
mimics
know
A
if
among
you're
normal
in
us.
human
location
being
as
could
well?
survive a pistol, depending on where you
If you
shoot them.
encounter a
I
stationary
mean,
mimic
it's not.
seemingly
It didn't say
unfazed
it
by
was
your
a human,
presence,
did it?
quietly leave the location
It only
and
said it
alert
looked
your
like
local
one.
authorities. 3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where
Yeah,
you
I'm
are
just
able to
saying,
flee.
that doesn't make it
Mimics will
special that
rarely
it can
attack
survive
if a
small
person has a
firearms,
clear
because
escape
I'm
route.
a
saying no, like
regular human could
not
survive
just
a
like
small
not.
firearm.
In the event that
Well,
you have
it
been
depends.
cornered by a mimic, roll
But I'm
into
saying
the
they
fetal
basically.
Depends
position,
where you shoot them.
protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
You get hit
Make
in
as
like the
much
leg,
noise as you can to alert any other people.
that's all good. As long
5.
as you don't get hit in the brain or the
I
lung,
If
don't.
you
I
have
don't.
a
I
I
think
don't
weapon,
you're
think they
do
dead.
have
not
the
use
ability
it.
to.
A mimic
Yeah,
is
don't use
fairly
it.
resilient, and any
Yeah.
strikes
See.
or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to
Oh,
bring
okay.
it
So
down in
pistols
time.
don't do anything.
Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any
Clearly.
attacks.
You seen that thing? It looks like
6.
SCP-096.
Hey, maybe it's
Or on
related.
the next one.
Why hasn't the SCP Foundation gone on this?
I'm not
Wait, maybe this is the SCP
on
Foundation.
the
In a
pod
situation where
right
a
now.
mimic is
Avery,
hunting in the
it's the
immediate
SCP
area
Foundation
and
making
is
this.
not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a
Hide
bed or
in your
behind
couch.
other furniture. A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs.
But why did he search for the girl?
Next up, the Harvester.
The Harvester. That does
The
not sound
Harvester.
good. What is that?
The
It looks
Harvester
like
is
a rock.
large,
Okay, that
bulbous
is not a
mass
rock.
with a large amount of tendrils spreading from the base.
Okay.
The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter.
Got like an egg shape, but it looks like a molten
6
potato.
feet?
On the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in
100,
diameter horizontally.
492 feet?
The Harvester is a
Oh,
specialized
hey, look,
form
there's
of
one.
crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A Harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just below the surface of the ground. The Harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils.
Oh, no.
The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis.
That's
Watch the
not good,
ground, Avery.
The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting.
Oh, no.
Whenever
Well, they seem like they're pretty
the
big from
area armed with
what
these
I'm hearing.
tendrils, the
I think it
branches
just...
will clamp
I'm
onto the
willing...
animal and thrash
You
it.
okay?
Too hard to even.
Once the prey has been injected with both venoms, the tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse.
Okay.
The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds
That's
caused by
lit.
the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss.
Yeah.
Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients.
Okay.
These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed, the tendrils will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement
it's just sucking them into the ground.
pull the body underground. Once secured,
so basically, if you
the
die, no
tendrils
one will
will
ever find
continue
you.
to feed until there is nothing but scraps.
Well, okay.
The nourishment absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital
there it
organs
is.
and the
I'm
venom
kind of surprised
glands
you're
that
alive.
up into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy. The remains underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals.
No.
A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines will only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. 1. It could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time. Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing. Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous. The harvester is recently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Ah, dang it.
Any woods. I live in a place where there's no woods, there's cornfields everywhere.
If you are hiking, take note of any warnings.
Minnesota area. Everywhere up there, you're just screwed.
If you also notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are no signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks.
Probably there,
If you find yourself in the middle of
probably should not be in the woods in the first place, you know, honestly.
Do not panic.
Some movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles, gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb, and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment. You will then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If possible, throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe. Continue until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed,
they're somewhat smart, but they're not
be
smart.
Obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
Do you want to be a harvester's next meal by any chance? What is that?
The host of influence. The host of influence.
I think this was the really big one. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
I don't think this one is very big. It looks kind of small.
Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism. It has the structure of a head, torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place.
Looks really disgusting, honestly.
The host is covered in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins.
It's covered in what?
Who are these people by tendons, veins, and something else I forgot what was.
The host's head has a smooth surface
really,
with a face attached to a crooked neck.
Mouth slit blends into neck muscles.
On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow.
That's kind of interesting.
Extending outwards. These hairs are
not much interesting, but more weird.
By being fired
let's
into
say.
The air.
Imagine seeing this thing. What do you do?
So keep clear of them at all costs. Luckily, the host is only found in North America.
All you can do, honestly.
Ah, dang it! It's always in Northern America. Come on! Why can't it be like Southern America?
This is because of their rarity and of how dangerous it is to
maybe
be up
Mexico
close to
or
one.
something.
The spores released by a host is
Because
very
North America is
when
like, you know, one of the
will release a cloud of spores into the
most
air,
well-known countries in the world, you know? Everything happens in North America.
The spores,
You don't hear about any of this stuff happening in, like, you know,
organism's brain and infect them.
China.
An
Unless it's
infected
like the
organism will show no symptoms of infection right away,
like,
but a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change. The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints,
another country.
and lack of coordination. Then more serious
Basically, you
symptoms
become
appear
a
over
zombie.
time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles. If you or someone you know show these symptoms, contact Poison Control or emergency services.
Contact Poison Control and 911.
Infection,
why did it get so gray for a second?
Poison Control
911. Begin to walk.
911.
Oh, what's going on? What was that?
Oh,
I wasn't looking.
What was that?
I don't know.
Bro was walking. I just saw someone split. That's all I saw.
makes their
Oh,
way
this
to
is
the
someone
host.
walking.
They
Oh,
will
they're
Yeah, you're
making their
walking.
way to the host.
Expose their
That's the
vital
guy making his
organs,
way to the
and the
host,
host will
Avery.
promptly gut and remove those organs.
Oh.
The host will consume them and
Were
discard
we about to
the
watch a guy
leftover
get
scraps.
gutted
Where would it
and,
go?
like, killed? Like, what were we about to see?
However, if an infected organism
But
doesn't
you
reach the host within a
get
36-hour
injected with
span or is treated for their
stuff, and it
infection,
basically
the
makes you a
effects will
zombie,
wear off
which
and
forcibly
return back
takes
to
you
normal.
back to the host.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
It just gets up and walks away? Like,
Their
what?
scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very
You
daunting.
just stand
Legs
up and
and
walk
walks away.
away.
You
Like,
haven't
why
done
don't
it.
you
That the
just get
host
up
is
and walk
extremely
away?
dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
So why is this anonymous guy
Exactly.
just watching?
The monoliths.
The
Because we got two
monoliths?
more.
The monoliths.
Oh, hey, there's a sun.
I think this is the big. Yeah, this is the really big one.
Creature,
This is the
showing up in
ginormous
June
one,
of
I think.
1972.
I saw a picture of this, I think, in a video.
They're really big, tall guys that have weird triangle heads with a hole in the middle.
Kilometers in diameter. This ring of monoliths surrounds.
Oh, the location's classified, okay.
Bro, I'm bleeping it out. I need all the information.
120 meters in height.
Wait, well, it's classified. We don't
Each
get to
monolith
know
has two
where it
trunk
is.
legs that are firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso.
I need to know where it is. No, I was kidding. I ain't trying to go investigate.
Is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven
Meaty
together
strands.
to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground.
Interesting.
At the creature's feet, the strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away. What the monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing. The only activity
those things are big.
have done was in.
Oh, great. We don't even get to know where it was.
They were extremely aggressive. When the
they were aggressive?
Oh.
Of kids.
Were making their way to the
Man.
The monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out.
Does it move at all? Or is it just rooted?
Once they
so I think so. It can't move. I don't think it's rooted in the ground.
Time releasing an EMP blast, completely
it released an EMP.
Finally,
the 8 has EMPs now.
Rockets were fired and struck the creature.
It died. Oh, I think we get to see it now, Avery. You ready for this? Oh yeah, there it is, Avery.
Oh. Oh, so it's lightning outside?
I want to see it blow up.
Where's he filming
No,
this from?
did you not see him? There he is. Oh, okay, never mind.
Great speed and
yeah, I did see him.
Unscathed.
But it was like a flash, quick flash, so I was wondering if it was like lightning
basically we
outside.
just have. So basically, we have to nuke them.
The monolith stands silently. Now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery, only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is
the ball.
Oh.
The singularity. Why did we get sent back to 1993? We literally got sent back in time, Avery.
The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of reading that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, signatures, and other
the Pokemon training card right there.
signals released by the singularity. The population of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
marvelous and majestic world that exists today.
It's being held by a string that sprouts from the sun.
Beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
No, well then it'd be floating, because SpongeBob's under the water. Maybe it's one big balloon.
Okay, this
Bye.
is the end. Bye.